gravy for blacks back then, civil racial issues, but yet he's still proud in the Olympics and represent this country. Joe Louis is still proud to represent his country as a heavyweight world champion. I mean, these guys set great examples in the midst of great trials. But what are you doing? Today you don't have that. You guys are celebrated by millions, white, black, every race and color.
And that's even in other nations.
Right, I'm saying, but yet you crying foul. You getting paid millions.
And the thing about what I'm saying, even in other nations, when even people that see what's happening within our nation, foreigners are still wanting to come to this nation because they know that this is the country that has and live in freedom.
Right.
So the system really never bound anybody. It just had to come to a place where mindsets were renewed, because slavery did not start in America. Slavery started in other foreign countries. It was brought to this nation by the foreigners that came to this nation.
And then too, let's look at it. The crying social injustice. Well, where is it? Yes, we have poverty in our nation. Yes, we do have social issues in our nation, but a lot of it stems not because of racial issues. A lot of it stems because of lack of education. It's lots of things that credit is towards what we deal with in our country. But one thing we do know, everybody has the same opportunity to rise out of this situation in this country.
And those that feel like they've been victimized should not victimize those that are not, their oppressors.
Right.
But that seems to just be the issue. And I'm just saying that there needs to be someone to be able to step up from the place of where they're trying to, and I can't even say what they're trying to do, because I don't know if they're trying to reform anything, because they're too angry and trying to, make something happen, but nothing's on paper to say, well, this is what we need to do, or this is what we desire to do. It's just anger. It's just anger. And every enemy that we have can take advantage of us at any point in time, because we're so busy focused on these things that are really are not amounting to anything.
Don't get us wrong. There are some athletes that we don't hear much about those type of stories. Do put their money where their mouth is and put their money into issues. Sponsoring kids for college, sponsoring neighborhoods, sponsoring families. That's where you're gonna bring about change. Put your money where your mouth is and help those who really need the help. You have your athletes, and not just athletes, people who have come into prominence and success has the opportunity and a platform to bring about a change for other people. The whole issue is we're one people, we're one nation, one people under God. We need to act like that and behave like that. If you rise above, reach down and help pull somebody up with you. But we don't do that. We make it. As long as I make it and I'm here, that's it. And that's the attitude of this nation. It's a selfish nation.
And that's excellent. And what it is you're saying about pulling each other up by the bootstrap and doing what we got to do. But the thing is, it seems like there's a contradiction even with that, because a lot of the athletes like LeBron James and those that are just totally successful, right? They brought their friends alongside of them and gave them money to, go into businesses and create businesses and things like that. But the businesses that they're creating are not, like you're saying, they're not, going through the neighborhoods that you come out of. They're not flooding through the system of what it is you're talking about that has oppressed you.
Right. Matter of fact, they move far away from those neighborhoods.
Far away from them.
Which you can't. It's understandable you can't blame them, because the success that they have come into, you do want to better educate your family and better bring your family up in a better environment. but still, you still go back and try to bring about a change within that environment.
Well, that's true.
You don't criticize the ones who have the ability to do it because they ain't doing it the way you like them to, or how you want it done. That's the side step. But there are those who out there who do put their money where their mouth is. We don't hear about those because they don't want to hear about those.
And I know one of the Christian pastors has. Now I don't know him personally, but his life is a testimony to that. And he went back to his community. He became a drug addict and everything, and he thought he lost his wife and child, and just so happened when he got saved, God brought all that back to him. And then you have, and so he's living in the community where he is, and he's calling reformation to take place. You look at somebody like Christian rapper Reconcile, who went back to his community, who stays in his community, that he basically helped destroy. And he's in his community. He's talking to the gangsters and all those that he's just in there and standing as an agent of change. And to me that's a phenomenal thing. And like you said, there are those that put their money where their mouth is, but you don't hear it. You don't hear about it as much. And it may be those, that are in the entertainment field as far as sports and entertainment or movies, from that perspective, that's doing it. But I don't hear anything about it. Even our representatives that, grew up in those eras where, they wanted to become conduits of change, and yet they move out of the neighborhood and go into $4.3 million houses in the white neighborhood, the ones that they're contesting, but yet having to stand up with every day in Congress, Ms. Waters. So I'm just saying it's just a contradiction to everything, and none of it just does not make sense. So that lets you know that this is really a time of confusion when it should really be a time of change or reformation, because that's what the earth is crying out as far as this nation is concerned. That's what the soul of this nation is crying out. To really, if we want unity, don't let that which has offended in the past come in the present to try to dictate, the same results that was in the past. We have to make new results. And the only way you can do that is by, using what you have today that works for today. The anger, that's not working. I hear where you wouldn't hear white people say a thing when Obama was in office, and everything that he implemented and put in place. Now you hearing everybody coming out and saying what they need to say. And I don't think it has anything to do with Trump. I think the people are just tired of hearing, woe is me stories, And I just want to kind of flip off of that for a minute and go through this thing with someone was talking about the pastors that are putting together something to some paperwork or something to send to Trump to say get all the Klansmen and things like that out of the office. Where was it when all these things was taking place when Obama was through his Obama's administration and even Clinton's administration, all the things that were taking place, and you got things that are still manifesting and being uncovered that took place in the Obama administration. Wasserman, who allowed money to be filtered through Muslim Islamic backing. So she's supposed to be coming back to the country. I don't know if she's come back to the country or not yet, but, she's to be able to face the things that she's done, and it has everything to do with the ties that she had as far as Muslim and Muslim/Islamic dealings, So what happened with that?
That's the very issue this sadness of to hear pastors, black pastors period, whether you're black, white, Chinese, whatever color you are, you're a pastor. Now you want to rise up and send a letter to the president telling him to get the national or the Aryans out of the White House. Name one. Don't name an accusation. Name a person where you got true facts and true foundation to stand on, that he's an Aryan or a KKK or a white supremacist. But along that lines, when Obama was bringing the Muslims into the White House, lit up a LGBT flag on the White House, lit the White House as gay colors. You didn't send a letter to the White House then, and you're supposed to be passive, supposed to be representing God. But you said silent on it. You said silent when they brought in the gate, the models of the demonic gateways and putting up demonic statues in the children's park. You said silent then, yet now you want to tear down statues of past civil rights leaders, but they putting up demonic statues with kids bound to it in parks. But you said silent then, but now all of a sudden everybody want to corral and rise up, speak about what Trump was supposedly be doing, but everybody said silent for 8 years. And the stuff that Obama was bringing in, not only just Obama, Clinton brought in and Bush.
Mm-hmm. But the thing that what really should have struck them, that probably would have caused Obama to not even allow that flag thing to come, to do what they did with it, to manifest itself on the White House, when he decreed that this is no longer a Christian nation. Where were y'all then?
Where's the letters? Where's the outcry then?
So again, it just goes back to what you said about it being not just a heart issue, but a sin issue, the sin that's in the heart. That means that you still have issues in your heart, issues of the heart that have not been resolved yet. And you can't get that kind of resolution from legislation. Your heart has to be healed. They can't heal your heart. You have to find the healer who heals the heart, who is God through Christ. So until you can allow that pain that you have within yourself that causes your judgments to be so harsh and so, without real truth and understanding and love and grace, then you really don't have the right tool or the right sound to try to come in to change this thing, to really get something off and make it work, and just to get it off and make it, to get it running, to go in a direction that, again, that needs to bring the one thing that needs to take place in this nation, and that is to unite. But you can't unite if your heart is divided. Right. So it just goes back to you yourself needing to be healed, that you can help heal this nation from the wounds that were in the foundation. Right. But until your foundation is healed, you can't preach it. You can't teach it. You can't exercise it. The only thing you can do is ostracize it. And that's what we have.
Right.
So.
Well, I just think, as like we said, it's all a sin issue. It's all a heart issue. That's what's going on in our nation and in our people. It's time for us as a people to stop wearing our color and our race on our shoulder. When somebody who does speak out, that people who are of color who have come to prominence in ways other than being an athlete or entertainer, we speak bad about them as well. Like Trump put in a world-renowned black neurologist in the world who happens to be black, who actually came out of poverty in the city of Detroit. He put him in office, but ain't nobody speaking about that. Or if they do, they say that don't count because he's Uncle Tom or he's a traitor. Where do we get the right to even say that about him? You put that kind of label on a person because they rose to prominence in ways other than being an athlete or an entertainer. And they represent their people well.
I think until they, the people that are speaking out, again, until they deal with the heart that's within themselves, this thing is not going to change. And the system that has been a system of entitlements to help bring things up, not to live on, which some are doing.